from the scientific perspective, can you explain to the average listener how cannabinoid oil works on a cancer cell?
First, let me talk about the normal system, the normal immune system, how it works against cancer. We make cancer cells all the time, you know. Just when the DNA goes haywire, you get an out-of-control cell. And if it aggregates, then it forms a tumor. But it starts off as a single cell with an aberrant DNA. Well, the immune system knows about this. And the endocannabinoid system, which is part of the immune system, goes to work on it. Now, an interesting thing about cancer cells is that when a cell goes cancerous, then an increase in the number of receptors for cannabinoids increases in the cell. So when the body's own immune system senses this, then the endocannabinoid that the body uses is called anandamide. And anandamide mates with these receptors and stimulates the production of a chemical called ceramide. And ceramide is like the SEAL team. It goes in and kills the target. When ceramide is produced in the cancer cell, that it kills off the mitochondria, which produces energy for the cell. So once the mitochondria is dead, then the cell can no longer survive. Now, when the immune system becomes overstressed through illness or injury or stress, then it gets behind on killing cancer cells. And it doesn't take much to get behind on killing cancer cells. So, if you develop a tumor and all of these cancer cells, then you take a cannabinoid supplement. Then these cannabinoids go and in the circulation and mate with these receptors of the cancer cells, which produces a flood of ceramide. Now, because the DNA of cancer cells is distorted, it's damaged, the ceramide senses this and knows that this cell is dying. And the job of ceramide in the normal body is to kill damaged and dying cells. So it senses that the cancer cell is abnormal and knows that it needs to die. And so that's why this increase in number of receptors on the cancer cell. So when the additional cannabinoids reach the cancer cell, it locks into it, sends the ceramide out to destroy the mitochondria, which starves the cell to get together.
Amazing.
It is an amazing process, and there's a lot of science on this pathway. There are a lot of researchers that are working on this in Europe. Not so much.
What countries in Europe would you say most? Germany or?
Well, Italy. I see a lot of publications coming from Italy, and several other countries are doing a lot of research on this. And fortunately, a lot of the scientific articles have been translated into English.
Marvelous.
So there is a huge...
Well, we need to get rolling here, right? We need to get on the bandwagon here too, in the United States.
Well, for 3 months, I took my daily dose of 1 drop.
It took 3 months to get rid of your cancer?
Well, in 3 months, I went back for my next exam. And they found that the prostate had reduced in size by almost half. So the urologist told me, he said, the tumor is gone. And this is really stunning that in 3 months, the aggressive metastasizing tumor was gone.
And you had no radiation,
No radiation,
no chemo.
no surgery. But I did have another exam, an independent exam, just to make sure. And that doctor found that there was still tumor cells. And so I continued the course, and these are metastatic lesions that had not been killed yet. So I stayed on it for 3 more months. So the total course was 6 months. And then the biopsy result after 6 months was completely clear of cancer.
So it really took you 6 months to be cured of prostate cancer. What stage cancer were you
Stage
when you
4.
started? Well, it's very advanced.
It is very advanced, and it was very aggressive.
Weren't you told by a doctor that you may not be with us much longer if you didn't start treatment of some kind of treatment? I think he wanted to do, what, radiation? And cautioned you that you may not be living after, what, 6 or 8 weeks if you didn't start something soon?
He was a little nervous about it, but I didn't hold him responsible. And if my herbal therapy did not do what we wanted, then we could still go and do the other treatments.
But you did not elect to do both at the same time.
I didn't see any reason to do that for myself, and I can only talk about myself. I wouldn't recommend any particular course to anybody.
Well, we could just continue and continue and continue on this, but this is revolutionary. And if people want to suffer and they want to take the hard road, they can. But if they want to try an alternative route, they have a choice. No matter what kind of cancer you have.
Right.
You have another choice, and it's pain-free, no side effects. The cannabinoid oil only targets the cancer cell.
That's correct.
It does not weaken the immune system. If anything, it sounds like it supports it.
It does. It is an immune system support, simply because the endocannabinoid system is already set up. The cannabinoids and the body's own anandamide are the same. They act on these receptors. So when the amount that you get from the body is not enough, you can supplement it with its counterpart from the cannabinoids.
Marvelous.
It is marvelous.
And thank you so much for your testimony and
You're
your
welcome.
time, and you're a humanitarian. You're coming forward, standing in your truth, going to help a lot of people.
I
Thank
hope so.
you.
You're welcome.